Rotation 2 has Georgia on vault, the hometown team, Nebraska on bars, Utah on beam. Alabama begins its title defense on floor. UCLA and Michigan are taking a breather, and Nebraska coach Dan Kendig enjoying his finest season as the Huskers head coach, hoping the home crowd could give him a little extra hand.
If Nebraska starts out on their first event like they should and hit their first routine, the crowd gets behind them, and that momentum just keeps building and picking up, I think there's no question that can be a real plus for us, and that's what we're hoping for.
Nebraska holding the #2 ranking and the highest team score coming out of prelims. And this is a fan favorite right here. Senior A.J. Lamb, the Lincoln native, able to close out her career at home, starting on the bars.
She has gorgeous form on this event. You will never see her feet separate as she's swinging backwards. Giant full. Giant 1.5. Right to her release move, Ginger.
Again, hitting that handstand. Dan Kendig says she has just handled the pressure of competing at home beautifully.
It's a beautiful dismount right here. Double layout. Beautiful landing.
Parents Dave and Janelle, former Husker Alicia, her sister, taping in the front row. Wonder how many extra tickets she had to get for this meet. And A.J. Lamb, 9-9 on bars for Nebraska. Brittany Smith up next for Georgia. Brittany, one of 4 Texans on this Gym Dog squad this year.
Performing Yurchenko Arabian. Very difficult to land because it's a blind landing, but she did a great job of keeping it in control.
Brittany, a 3-time member of the U.S. national team, with a 9.825. Sarah Patterson, 21st straight trip to nationals for her Alabama team. The Crimson Tide, of course, the defending champions. Up on floor, and this is junior Jeana Rice, 8-time All-American for the Tide.
This is their second tumbling pass. Whip right to a 2.5, very difficult.
Jeana named SEC co-gymnast of the year, along with Chelsa Byrd, who you saw on floor not too long ago. We talk about gymnastics lineage, Amanda. Her mom, Joan, was on the '72 Olympic team. Her father, Bob, competed for Temple, and her mom coached her in club down at Ace Gymnastics in Florida.
And she also is actually a judge, so I'm sure she's helped with some technical aspects,
right,
too.
So I guess playing soccer for Jeana wasn't really an option.
One more tumbling pass to go. Whip right to double full.
Beautiful routine by Alabama's Jeana Rice. Jeana, along with Kristin Sterner, really the veteran nucleus of this team with 7 freshmen. And Rice with a 9.875. It's over. Over to bars. We're getting ready to watch this year's all-around champion, Rachelle Simpson.
She's the only Husker to win a national title,
aside from
Heather Brink.
There you go, who is the 2000 all-around champion. And what an all-around performance this was for Rachelle. She goes to floor, 9.95. And then a nearly flawless Yurchenko full for a 9.9.
And her beautiful form on bars earned her a 9.9. And she just edged out Jamie Dancer, scoring a 9.925 on the beam.
It means a lot to me just because I'm representing my school and Heather. And I mean, Heather was an amazing gymnast, and I'm just really honored to have gotten the same thing that she did.
Rachelle, a Toronto native, transferring here last year from Penn State.
Beautiful giant full, right into another giant full. Switching directions as she shoots over to handstand. Gorgeous handstand there. There's a release move, Ginger. All she has left is a dismount, looking for a solid landing.
Wow. That was a stiff. And Heather Brink in the stands, ecstatic about her successor. Rachelle, since coming to the Huskers, has torn up the record books on every event. She goes 9.95 here. And Nebraska getting off to precisely the start they're looking for. Well, Alabama's Ashley Miles has already had 110 in these championships. Can she get another? And the 2001 vault champion hits the runway. Georgia's Cory Fritzinger when we come back. Alabama, your reigning champs, and tied coach Sarah Patterson in her 25th year. This year becoming just the 6th woman ever inducted into the State Sports Hall of Fame.
It was probably one of the most memorable evenings of my career, other than winning the national championship. And while it was my name that was inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame, it was the accomplishments of David and I over the past 25 years. And to know and be recognized throughout the state of Alabama for those accomplishments, I think is something that I will remember for the rest of my life.
Sarah said in a state so dominated by football, it's amazing to be among the likes of Bear Bryant and Bo Jackson and Packers Hall of Famer Bart Starr. Great, great honor for her. Kristin Sterner, the lone senior on an Alabama team with 7 freshmen.
It's performing to music from The Cutting Edge, music that my teammate J.C. Phelps used in the 1996 Olympic Games.
And caught on, and countless gymnasts have used this music since.
Opening with front through to double pike, great landing.
I remember in the routine where Jason's snapping here. You remember that? Kristin, the ultimate student athlete. She's both an athletic and an academic All-American. Biology major, planning on heading to med school after graduation.
Front tumbling pass, Rudy to lay out, step out.
And Sarah Patterson loves this young woman. She says, whenever I go out recruiting, I'm always looking for the next Kristin Sterner. She says she's the most even-keeled gymnast I've ever worked with. Never too high, never too low. You don't find a lot of gymnasts like that.
You don't, and that makes a great competitor. Being able to handle the pressure. One tumbling pass to go. Ending with a very difficult double pike. Slight hop on the landing there, but she stayed in bounds.
Kristin, of course, leading by example on the apparatus, but because she's the only senior, was really forced into a vocal leadership role, which Sarah said she was a bit uncomfortable with at first, but really grew into that role and savored it. And a 9.875. She still has 3 events to go. And do you let her go? As we go to Cory Fritzinger on vault for Georgia. 2 years ago, Cory won this event at Nationals.
Yurchenko Arabian, you can see that step on the landing. These blind landing vaults are very difficult.
Cliff and Gail, dad and mom looking on. Of course, that landing probably doesn't help too much either with that air cast, but Cory's still going a 9.8. Solid performance for the Gym Dogs. Ashley Miles, the Alabama freshman. Freshman really in name only, especially on this event. She scored a perfect 10 in regionals to win the floor exercise. And Sarah Patterson said, and I'm quoting, without question, Ashley is the most powerful athlete she's ever coached.
Well, and that's some high praise considering that Andrea Pickens was a part of this team last year.
Yeah, and she said Andrea has power, but nothing like this.
She is outstanding tumbling as she gets ready for her second tumbling pass. Tumbling forwards, front full, front layout, perfect landing.
And here's something else to keep in mind. Ashley's almost 5'8", and Sarah was saying a lot of girls that tall can't control themselves and they go out of bounds. But Ashley has the control. She's not taking one OB deduction the entire season.
Well, not only that, being taller makes it much more difficult to completely get your body. I saw that. To get your body completely around, she ends with a very difficult tumbling pass. Double pike, great height, and great landing.
No surprise why this is Ashley Miles' favorite event. I think she likes trampoline, too, since she wanted to put that seat drop in there.
This is her first tumbling pass. You talk about power. Beautiful double layout. Great form. And look at that landing. Unbelievable, not a step.
Feet together. Doesn't move. Ashley Miles at 9.95, the freshman out of San Antonio for the Crimson Tide. Back to Georgia on vault. Chelsa Byrd, another power-packed gymnast.
Performing the vault of choice, Yurchenko full. Great height. Beautiful landing. That's a 10-0 start value. And she had very little deduction.
She's had 2 perfect 10s this year, most recently at SEC championships. Almost perfect this time around, the 9.95, as Georgia stays firmly in the hunt for this year's title. Nebraska, however, not quite as fortunate, having to count a fall on bars. Off to a bit of a shaky start as we take a look at the standings after 2 rotations, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Georgia and Utah, the only 2 squads with 2 events completed. But as we take a look at the averages, Alabama with a slight edge over UCLA. Let's head back down to Darren, who's with Suzanne Yocklin, the coach at Georgia.
You got 2 of your strongest events out of the way, and you're in good shape right now.
We are, and you know, we wanted to get some momentum at the beginning. Yesterday we had to start on our 2 more difficult events and never got the momentum going. So it feels a lot better today to not be trying to scrap and climb out from being behind.
You have so many injuries, but you've said all along, an injured dog is a dangerous dog.
Yeah, I mean, in practice, that seems like it works, and it helped us with the 1999 National Championship when everyone was injured. But I don't know, they're hurting pretty bad, but I think they can hang on.
Still lingering out there in the future is that beam. How do you think about that?
Well, we did so poorly on it yesterday. Our team really feels like they have nothing to lose, and I think we'll have a really great beam today.
When we come back, top-ranked UCLA standing by on bars, and Alabama heads to vault after this message and a word from your local station.